This is something new I'm trying, mostly because of the fact that I don't know how to capture the footage. I won't be capturing the footage, but this will be Pokemon Go vlogs. I'll be talking about some of the stuff that I learned while playing Pokemon Go as of recently. The first thing we're going to cover today is beginner tips. If you have never downloaded Pokemon Go, here are some concerns for when you're just starting out. 1. The download itself is free. There are items in the game that you can buy, but none of them are necessary for playing the game. Every item that you can potentially buy can be received for free in-game as you level up. So spending money is really just about how patient you are as a gamer. The cost of this game is on your phone's battery and your data. This will vary depending on your data plan and type of battery you have, but for myself personally, I'm about 2 weeks into playing this game, have gone up 9 levels, and still have not passed 1 gigabyte of data usage. The one thing that you should know about this game is no matter how many people show off those videos of the Pokemon being caught in AR mode, that only works on some phones, not all phones. In order for Pokemon Go to work, you need the GPS and the camera. However, you don't need the AR ability. And the AR ability kicks in on the game when your phone has a gyroscope installed on it. If your phone does not have a gyroscope, you will not get the AR experience. While the game is easier to play without the AR, many people download this specifically to have the AR experience, which you won't get without the gyroscope. But without the gyroscope and without the AR, there's still a good bit of fun to be had while playing this game. If you expect Pokemon Go to work like all of your Game Boy Pokemon games, it's not going to do that. And if that's the case, you might be asking yourself, why would I buy this game if the Pokemon games are better? Well, simple answer is that you're buying this game so that you can have the AR experience and so that you can get out and walk around and have some exercise, explore your hometown and towns near your home as the GPS sends you off in various directions looking for Pokemon and so forth. Think of this not as a chance to battle Pokemon, whittle down their health, and catch them in a ball when they're weak. Think of this as more of a huge Safari Zone experience. You catch Pokemon at full health by tossing balls at them and hoping that they get sucked into the ball. You do not battle them at any particular time. They do not attack you either. You get to throw some food at them and feed them when you get into the higher level situations, but you don't get to throw rocks at them. All in all, the fact that the Pokemon is going into the ball at full energy and they're not battling you makes it much more a Safari Zone experience than a Pokemon battling experience. There's also no trainers in the game currently, and when you pass other people who play the game, they don't count as trainers either. You don't get to battle other people in person. The only place you get to battle other people's Pokemon is in gyms. People who set up gyms usually do so with the highest ranking level Pokemon they can get their hands on. Therefore, the gym becomes more of a battle of whose level is highest than a battle of who uses the best moves in battle. Also, from what I understand, gym battles only give you a basic move and a special move, not 4 different moves. There's no TMs or HMs either. This could be something that's a result of the game being in the early stages of its development, or it could be the way it's going to be for quite a while. So basically the best way to play this game, because there's no Pokemon centers either, so healing yourself is very difficult and requires a lot of item hoarding, is to play this as a game to see how much walking and exploring it'll take of your world around you before you can complete your Pokédex and fill up all of the 150 or so slots on the Pokédex. I don't know as of yet if you really can catch all 150, 151, whatever Pokemon, or if some of them are left out of the game. But right now my goal is to catch Pokemon and fill up the Pokédex. I'm not going to focus on battling or winning gyms or holding gyms down or any of the benefits that come from gyms, because you get a lot more experience and so forth from catching Pokemon and hatching eggs than you do from battling in gyms. Plus the aforementioned fact that battling in gyms requires hoarding healing items, which are sometimes rather scarce. That plus the fact that gyms are often full of over-leveled Pokemon, so there's really no point in fighting a gym when you're still at a low level. For me currently, I'm around about level 9, so I'm definitely not ready to give a report on gym battles anyhow, but this is my early experiences with the game. One thing I know about the game is that as you level up, you gain more powerful Pokemon. Anything you catch at the beginning of the game, you really don't want to waste your time leveling it up and powering it up, because you will eventually encounter stronger Pokemon when you yourself get stronger. So the main focus of the game is to level up your character, not your Pokemon. Then let your character catch stronger Pokemon. Once your character levels up and hits the level cap, you can focus on catching specific Pokemon, and then only focusing on leveling up and powering up the ones that have the strongest movesets, and then focus on gym battles after that. In the beginning of the game, you'll catch a lot of very basic Pokemon. You'll be walking through the area and you'll notice a little rectangle on the bottom of the screen. This indicates what Pokemon are possible to see in your area, and for the most part it'll be some very basic Pokemon. As you gain more experience, you'll see more advanced Pokemon appear in the little box. Also, as you level up, you'll be able to have more frequent encounters with Pokeballs and berries and other items that help you capture Pokemon and keep them healthy. So basically, if you're not seeing a whole lot of fun stuff early on in the game, just work on leveling yourself up, and you'll eventually reach the higher levels and start getting some of the better stuff. So you definitely don't have to buy anything. You level yourself up by not only catching Pokemon, but also reaching Pokestops. Pokestops let you refill your used up items so that you can continue catching Pokemon. Basically, you want to catch basically everything you encounter, even if you already have it, because each catch gives you experience. Once you level up, you can start focusing on catching special Pokemon instead of catching every Pokemon. But at the beginning, you do want to basically catch everything, even just to help yourself level up. Pokeballs won't be something you'll be running out of anytime soon, because Pokestops should be relatively available everywhere you go. If they're not available, you can always ask to have a few added to your GPS coordinates. And eventually, the team of the game will look into your request and approve it or not. Don't worry too much about evolving Pokemon either, because eventually you will start encountering the evolved forms of Pokemon. So, like I said, just, when you start off your game, just focus on the Pokédex stuff and don't be in such a huge rush to battle. Battling is more of an end game thing than an early game thing, and you're going to spend a long time exploring different cities and towns trying to catch everything during the early half of the game. Maybe less time than others depending on where you live. It was around about level 5 when you finally start getting healing items and are allowed to explore gyms. Around level 7 is when you finally start getting items like berries and so forth, and by the time you reach level 9, you're starting to pick up free incubators and lucky eggs, as well as lures too. Pokemon seem to be determined by your environment and your location in the world, and maybe even by time of day, but they can also be completely random and unpredictable. Pokemon you encounter are not always shown on the little rectangle that suggests what Pokemon you could potentially run across. Pokemon you encounter also may not always match the environment that you're standing in, but you definitely do have a higher chance of finding water Pokemon by areas that produce water. Anyhow, go out, have some fun, explore around, do lots of walking, and remember the game is not programmed to ride in a car. If you start going too fast, the game will recognize that you're in a car and it'll prevent your Poké-eggs from hatching. Those eggs only hatch when you're moving at a walking pace. It's also a lot more difficult to catch Pokemon when you're a passenger in a car because Pokemon and Pokéstops come upon you and quickly move out of range if the car is moving too fast. Anyhow, that's about all I have to say for beginner tips. Tune in next time when I'll have a little bit more details to go into. Thank you for watching and good night.